All right, welcome back everybody to another episode of This Week at the Chamber with Bob and Wilson here in our new offices of Signature Tower.
Yeah, we're pleased to be here. Gosh, it's good to get everything unpacked and get started. And as usual, this is week number 6 in the new year of a lot of activities. Let's talk to them about what's going on.
Yep, sounds like a plan. First up is really just community involvement. Next week, tomorrow, I'm going to the Harrison High School for 8th grade language arts. They're doing a project about food conservation and making healthy choices and trying to answer this question of what could people in our community do to make healthier choices. And actually the student group that wins, so we'll be helping judge and kind of rate these presentations. The student group that wins gets a grant to go and actually take their project from something on paper they did in class and implement it here in our community. So excited to work with some bright young students there tomorrow at the Harrison schools. And then we'll follow that up with the next day. We'll be at the Board of Realtors. They're doing a ongoing education for some of their realtors about Data Scout, and we use some of those same resources when we talk about looking at land and different opportunities for businesses to expand and grow and locate here in the Harrison area. And it'll be a good opportunity for us to learn more about the tools at our disposal and how we can better market Harrison.
You know, we really appreciate the Harrison District Board of Realtors allowing us to come and participate in this professional development. It's something that we can use more frequently in our economic development work. And on Thursday this week, we're pleased to have Startup Junkie come back to Harrison and present a workshop on LinkedIn marketing tools and resources. You're going to enjoy Martha Langdon coming back and presenting this 2.5-hour workshop. There's no cost to attend. Just call the chamber or sign up online at harrison-chamber.com for a great workshop by Startup Junkie. Then later that afternoon, we're going to take the Win Leadership Academy graduates over to Claridge Products to their new facility in the Winkler Center. And we're going to get a hands-on tour of how to make whiteboards and all their other writing surface products with the Claridge leadership team. It's going to be a win-win for these teachers and counselors to learn about the skills that Claridge needs to have their future workforce come in to the plant with.
Win Leadership Academy, and by far the most fruitful discussions weren't with just the book study itself, but once we started cross collaborating with those businesses and getting into their locations and seeing and feeling all of the things and opportunities for students in our region, it's been really valuable.
We're really appreciative of Claridge and their leadership team doing this for these teachers and counselors from the OUR Co-op 16 high schools.
Lastly, we've got a conversation with RG Earnest from right before we made the new move to our office, and they were celebrating 55 years of his family serving Harrison. Here's RG.
No, it has been a legacy business, for sure, and that's many shelter agencies are like that because of just the nature of the business. Mm-hmm. It is a lot of what we do is relationship, is where we try to have strong relationships with our insureds and bringing people in and making sure they know that we're going to take care of them. And so we do. We watch out for their best interest. We know that we're insuring their property, and that includes their homes, their autos, things that are extremely important to them. And so in order to do that, you have to have trust with people over time. So in an agency, you cannot control your rates, but you can control the relationships you have with people. And so that goes a long way. That's what I emphasize. It's what my dad always emphasized, and it's what my grandfather emphasized, is that we try to take care of people.
Probably some customers or insureds from even maybe when your grandfather was there, maybe?
Yeah, for sure. And that's one of the most fun things about the job that I find today, is whenever we will have some people come in who will remember maybe writing their first auto policy with my grandfather. And they'll talk about that and talk about that experience. And I think that's just great to talk to someone who they're usually in their later years, and they remember doing business with my grandfather, and they've continued to do business with us for all of those years. I really enjoyed returning to this community. So I grew up here, like you. I moved away, and I guess it had been 1994. I graduated from high school, and then I went to college in Springfield, and I lived a number of different places. I lived in Springfield for a while. I lived in Colorado for a while. I lived in St. Paul, Minnesota for a while, and I'm glad I left, and I'm also glad that I came back. And so by leaving, I got to have all these great experiences, but also appreciate this area so much more. And so it's been great to come back. And one of my first great experiences was coming onto this chamber. And I was involved in the chamber probably around 2012, somewhere around that time. For 3 years, I was the finance chair for 2 years, and it was a great experience. And my other community involvement that I'm particularly proud of is the North Arkansas College Board of Trustees, and this will be my last year on that. And that has just been an outstanding experience for me to get to know the people in the college, some of whom are involved here with the chamber, and that's just been great. So, but yeah.
So should we say congratulations to you and your family on 55 years? You're celebrating 11.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or
that's
close.
Right. Yeah. No, I think that's right. Because
did you start in 11 or did you start in 13?
I started in 2011.
In 11.
So yeah, it would be this coming February would be my 12-year anniversary for me.
Yeah, so that's exciting in and of itself. But 55 years for your family and had shelter insurance here in Harrison.
Right.
Well, RG, thanks for coming and spending some time with us today. And we'll see you tomorrow for the 55th.
Absolutely. Thank you, Wilson.
Yeah.